What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? You know who this is. Your girl Romunda with the Dion from come about well, what? Oh, it is red hot topics night again, y'all. And guess what? You already know where we coming from. We already know already where we're coming from. We are coming from where? The Martha's Vineyard, y'all. We are back on the Martha's Vineyard with who? My girl, Dr. Roni DeLuz. Yeah. So you know what we're gonna talk about tonight? Them hamburgers, them high five hamburgers that you like to eat. And what is it associated with? That causes what? Cholesterol, causes plaque. But guess what? I'm not gonna be the one to talk about it. I'm gonna let Dr. Ronnie come in and talk about it because why? She's the expert. I'm just the host, the co-host, and me and Sonia just the co-host. That's all we are. But with the expert gonna come in is Dr. Ronnie DeLuz, all the way from Martha's Vineyard, gonna talk about what is cholesterol and why it's such a deadly killer to the arteries. And people don't even realize how bad it is, the high and versus the low. Dr. Ronnie, where are you at this evening? Where are you at this
I'm
evening?
on Martha's Vineyard and it is like literally over the top busy. It's hot and we got some crazies out there. And I just had to tell my son, because it's his birthday today, and I told my son, look, buddy, you better not hit anyone, not even a turkey, because they are on this island for vacation. They leave their brains at home and their bodies on the island. It's our responsibility to take care of them.
That's it. That's it. Dr. Ronnie, how you been? How you been? How was your entire day today? And did you help somebody unclog their arteries?
No, you know I did, right? I'm, I'm unclogging arteries. I'm like stabilizing livers and kidneys and hearts, vascular systems and brains. Do you know what? You know what really is bothering me? High cholesterol.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we don't have to have high cholesterol. We get tested and we talk about HDL, good cholesterol, LDL, bad cholesterol. At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, we need cholesterol, guys. You hear me? We need cholesterol. And
Mm-hmm.
there's ways that we can prevent the out of balance in our cholesterol, and that's really about nutrients. It's really about living a healthy lifestyle. Like a lot of people don't understand the difference between good fats and bad fats, like you were talking
Right.
about the hamburgers, right? Well, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you eat a lot of fatty foods that are bad fats, of course you're going to clog up your arteries, but at the end of the day it takes way more than that.
Yeah,
Fat
yeah.
is not fat was given a bad rap, okay? It's literally sugar that's more dangerous than fat. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
Sugar is more
Sugar.
dangerous than fat. Sugar, right?
Sugar. And everybody high on some sugar. We
Right,
already know that, right? So of
exactly.
course, that's the nature of the
you know,
beast.
when
It's
people go out there and they eat all this candy and all these processed bars and stuff like that, it really, we don't really say, ooh, you're eating all that fat. What we say is, ooh, you're eating all that sugar.
sugar.
And
So
so fat's not all that. We shouldn't give it a bad rap. I think it's the processed junk food that has the bad fat in it. But mostly, I believe that it's about giving your body. It's not what we're lacking. I mean, it's more about what we're lacking, not what we're doing to our bodies. We're
right.
lacking in good fats.
Mm-hmm.
We're lacking in magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
We're lacking in vitamin D.
Mm-hmm.
We're lacking in fiber.
Mm-hmm.
We're lacking in B complex. We're lacking in exercise. Should
A
I
whole
go
lot of
on?
lacking. A
With a
whole lot
whole
of
lot of
lacking.
lacking, and everybody want to keep talking about all this fat, right? There's a lot more than that. Listen, cholesterol's not the villain. It's what's going on inside our bodies.
Right.
It's bad inflammation. Our liver is screaming at us, saying, please help.
So Dr. Ryan, before you get to that, because we're gonna get gritty with it, right? Because we know they like greasy grit. So what you gonna do? I need you to do is to identify, explain to them the difference between the LDL and the HDL. I need you to explain to them the difference so they can know which one the arteries are pushing out, which one the arteries are receiving. So, right.
Yeah, I would. It's like without making it really complicated, the HDL is considered good cholesterol, and everybody loves to find out what their HDL is, right? So to make it really simple, HDL is high density lipoprotein. So it carries cholesterol to your liver to be excreted. So you're going to hear me say the liver a lot, because a healthy liver has healthy cholesterol. We should be concentrating mostly on our liver. So the HDL lowers the risk of heart disease, which means lower the risk for getting heart attacks and strokes. So our normal HDL should be around 60 to 98. Like somebody will say to me, my HDL is good, but I have a bad LDL.
LDL, right.
So the LDL is like, we can call that bad cholesterol, but we shouldn't say that because we need both, right? And I don't know why, but people call it good and bad. So bad cholesterol, or LDL, is like low density lipoprotein, right? So to make it simple, we need it because it's essential for our brain function. Also is essential for immunity. So Doc, you already know that doctors like to talk about bad stuff, but they don't like to talk about good stuff. Like they never tell you you need cholesterol. People who have low cholesterol have issues. A lot of them get cancer, but nobody wants to talk about the low. Like nobody talks about low blood pressure or low cholesterol or low sugar. Everything's always high, and that's why I'm writing this book on the 5 highs.
Right.
So anyway, I think that we really have to start talking about a healthy, what makes a healthy cholesterol, as opposed to fighting with doctors about giving us statins. Um, so the LDL normal should be between 90 and 129. And if you have it too high, that's what causes plaque. Again, heart attacks and strokes and artery disease. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference between the HDL and the LDL. But it all starts with good nutrition. It doesn't, if you give somebody medications to control statins, you know what the statins are, right? If you give somebody statins to control their cholesterol and you take away the statins, you still have the bad cholesterol, right? So what's the point? The point is teach people how to not get it.
Right.
We could talk about that because there's a lot of ways to keep a healthy cholesterol, but people don't talk about it much, right?
Right. So, Doc, let me ask you a question on that. This is the thing that they don't realize. Tell them where it lays and lies the most. Tell them where it's bedded at, because they don't understand that you have these chambers known as arteries, right? They don't
Yeah.
understand. So explain to them when they say, "Oh, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of your 3% of your 5% clog." Explain to them what that really means.
What it means is you're about to ready to have surgery if you don't get it together because the statins can't unclog them, right? So everything is about prevention. A lot of my clients, by the time they come to me, I don't get healthy clients. You know that, right? Naturopaths are supposed to be about preventing the ultimate disease that's going to happen. But most of the time, they come to me when they've already been everywhere else. So a clogged artery ends up, you're already at that stage of getting coronary heart disease, vascular issues, strokes, and heart attacks. And then you might be at the stage where they want to do surgery, right? So, when we talk about cholesterol, we should be talking about what prevents that plaque that you're talking about, right? How
Right.
do we prevent it? Well, sometimes it takes years of having a good, healthy diet, like good fiber. We talked about fiber a lot, making sure that you have good magnesium. And we've known over the last 10 years, we've been having this for 20 or more years, but we've only been talking about lack of magnesium, lack of vitamin D for like 10 to 20 years now.
Correct.
And these are things that we need for good vascular flow. We need niacin, which is one of the B vitamins for good vascular flow. We need good essential fatty acids. That's why when I talk about the heavy diet, I talk about P, good protein. You can't live without it. E,
Hmm.
good essential fats. You can't live without it. V, vegetables for fiber. You can't live without it. And Y, youthful hydration and your supplements, which is important. And I wish that I wasn't online talking about the fact that we need nutrients because we're supposed to get it from our food, but that's a whole nother subject. And I'm about here to tell you, we are not getting nutrients from our food. Don't be mad at me. You know why we're not getting nutrients from our food.
And it's been interesting that you said that, Doc, because as an educator, I'm always educating them on your digestive issues. If you're not digesting properly, you're not absorbing properly. Guess what? You're not going to eliminate. So where do you think that unelimination is going to? Where do you think all that is surfacing to? Those open valves that you got sitting there. So when you're talking about the plaque, the mucus, the inflammation, the pains and aches that come with it because it sits on a nerve. Why do people think that cholesterol, they make cholesterol like there is no importance of it, like it doesn't have a meaning, doesn't have any outlet to it, that, oh, you okay until its last 2 minutes, so they wait till it's on that fifth valve, and then all of a sudden they want to do that major surgery.
Right.
Why?
Right. And I think this because we're ignoring the symptoms. Like for an
Mm-hmm.
example, what happens when they first put you on the medication, right? Why we don't talk about this, but do you know a huge percentage of people that get put on the medication have so many side effects that they can't even handle the medication? That's
Yeah.
the first thing. Second of all, they put you on the medication before you really need to get on the medication because they'll put you on the medication when you're borderline. Okay, well, I just told you what the normal was, right? So they'll put you on the medication when you're normal, just about. So a lot of times, what happens is if we have a blocked liver or a bad liver, the enzyme levels that we're supposed to have is supposed to help us with our cholesterol. It won't happen. We have to decrease the inflammation in our bodies. So this is why people stop taking those medications and why I call it the cholesterol hoax. Okay? People stop taking these medications because who wants brain fog? Who wants low libido? Who wants memory loss? Who wants hormone issues? Who
Mm-hmm.
wants muscle pain? These are side effects of these medications. So now, doc, we have our patients trying to decide, should I risk the fact that I have low cholesterol and drop the medications? And that's what some of them do. But
Mm-hmm.
here's the deal. The ones who are educate themselves about cholesterol will find things that they should be doing.
Right. Right. And check this out. Not only that, look at a relationship. They don't talk about the relationship that what is connected to. So why they don't understand that your cholesterol is connected to your what? Heart. Why they don't make them understand that your cholesterol is connected to your what? Your kidneys. So when you're looking at um all of these things that is associated with the cholesterol, um and the connections to it, the heart, the blood flow, the oxygen, all these things. Why you think they don't talk about why you have swollen ankles and your kidneys are not functioning properly, or why you're, you know, just elaborate a little bit on that part.
Well, first of all, you got to understand that a lot of times someone has swollen ankles because it doesn't hurt. And I always tell people this. Do you know the one thing that saves people's lives? What saves people's lives is pain, doc. Pain. If you have swollen ankles, does it hurt? No, it doesn't hurt.
Right.
So no one goes up, doc. All right, oh my goodness. I got swollen ankles. I got swollen ankles. No. A lot of times you don't even tell your doctor.
You believe you can lower cholesterol with no medical intervention or with medical intervention?
I absolutely believe that you can decrease your cholesterol with prevention measures without medication. I think
Mhm.
medication should be only when it's absolutely necessary, but first you should be able to provide yourself the opportunity to get your cholesterol down with natural remedies. Do you understand that?
So what would you think a natural remedy? Because I know some folks that are dealing with it right now, and they're saying that there's no way to unclog it. There's no way to. So what would you think would be?
You're
Um,
talking about good vascular flow, right?
mm-hmm,
So, absolutely, you do what's called omega-3, which is an essential fatty acid that helps thin
mm-hmm,
the blood. You do flaxseed and chia seeds, and you could do
mm-hmm,
those with smoothies. Make sure you do liver detox,
mm-hmm,
okay? Red yeast rice,
mm-hmm,
okay? Decrease the inflammation with the cardio, transfer factor cardio, which got great stuff in it. Also, make sure that you have good fiber and a good colon output. You got to take the stress off your liver. The liver is responsible for cholesterol health, right?
mm-hmm,
And colon is a cousin of the liver. So if you
mm-hmm.
treat your kidneys and your colon correctly, your liver will thank you and help you with the cholesterol. I
And the
have got
gallbladder.
many people off of cholesterol drugs. Many.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A
So
good
let me ask you.
vitamin, a good B vitamin with niacin helps. Niacin really helps you.
You know what? I actually have a friend, Dr. Roni. You are so on the money about what you're saying. The colon and the liver need to be handled. I have a girlfriend whose ankles are like yay big, and
Mm-hmm,
it's because the circulatory. It's the liver. It's
mm-hmm,
inflamed. Um, she went to this iridologist that looked in her eyes and told her exactly what she needed to do, and well, she did things that you're doing, Dr. Ronnie. Lemon water. She put cayenne pepper in her, and she's been doing that every day for the past week. And now she's also taking a lot of fiber, a lot of greens, a lot of dark greens, and that's making her obviously have bowel movements, which she wasn't having regularly. So those two
mm-hmm.
key items are causing what? The inflammation in her ankles to go down, and that's what you say. I wanted to mention something because I know Dr. Ronnie mentioned about the good cholesterol and the HDL and the LDL. And I know sometimes people have referenced the HDL as the healthy cholesterol, right?
Right.
And I had this one gal at this one presentation for the American Heart Association. She went into detail because she had a heart attack. And she explained to us, kind of like in layman's terms, what it was like. And your
Mm-hmm,
arteries are like highways. That basically your blood is running through there and there's stuff in it. And when you eat a lot of processed food, that means you have a lot of single drivers in your highways, right? There's no carpoolers. The high cholesterol, the high density, those are the carpoolers. There's more than one cholesterol inside of each of one of those cells. So
right.
that's traveling more efficiently and to where it needs to go. But when you eat all that processed food, you got a lot of those single LDL cholesterol molecules inside of your cells of blood, and those are traveling individually. So I just wanted kind of people to get an idea of what it means to have that bad cholesterol. It's meaning that you're having more of one bad kind than the good kind. One of the things that I did, Dr. Romunda, I eat an avocado every day. Every day I
Mm-hmm.
eat an avocado, which is good fat. And that has brought my healthy cholesterol up from like 30s all the way up to 70s, which is amazing to me,
But you
plus
know, but you know what, Sonia, the craziest part about that, Dr. Ronnie, is that people don't think that what they're eating have anything to do with the clogged arteries because they continue to eat the same exact thing that cause their arteries to be clogged, or their liver to be toxic, or their gallbladder to be removed, not realizing, or your pancreas flaring up because of like Dr. Ronnie says, they love that. We said with that sugar, how much they love us all that processed food. They don't realize the organs that have that detoxing moment. But yeah, so
but I think there's another key factor, Dr. Ramunda. People have been convinced that the doctors are telling them the truth. What is your family history? Oh, your
mm-hmm,
grandpa had cholesterol. Your mom had cholesterol. Well, guess what? You have cholesterol. There's nothing you can do. So when you talk to them about eating right, they're like, nah, my mom had it. My grandpa had it.
yeah,
I'm just going to have it. Like
yeah,
you mentioned it once in one of our episodes. Like it's the thing to have. Like it's the country club or something. You don't want bad cholesterol. You don't even want to own that gene in your family that is being passed down. You want to change that for future generations, and you have the power to do it, right?
but But you know what I tell them when they say, "Oh, it's hereditary." I said, "What make it hereditary is everybody run around the table at the same time every year, same time every day. They eat the same exact thing. So of course it was going to be hereditary because everybody's being served the same thing at the same time, year after year after year, generation. So Dr. Ronnie, as you hear us say, you know, your feedback on basically helping them to understand that high cholesterol, low cholesterol, you got to change up your whole eating habits. You got to change up your mindset first and foremost. You got to understand that all these things filter through your gut area is what you always hear me talk about. But everybody think that it does. They do, and the drinking of the cold beverages. I talk about that all the time, and people are like, "Oh, I got constipation," and I'm like, "Yeah, because you're keeping your food frozen." You keeping the freezer always frozen, so you got to thaw out that freezer. And they were like, "Oh, well, I can't. I gotta have this." So why do you think, Dr. Ronnie, people are so stubborn in their
Yeah.
mindset that they don't have
Because
to understand the relationship?
yeah, it's literally a lack of education at the authority level.
Hmm.
And so, we always believe what our doctors tell us because that's how we grew up, right? And so our doctors weren't telling us. So now we're changing that a little bit, where hopefully one day, and I say this a lot, that the allopathic doctors will be married to the naturopathic doctors in the same space. And when that happens, we have everybody speaking the same language. But for
Mm-hmm.
now, these people believe that it's okay to have ultra processed food and take a bunch of pills. I'm still dealing with people like that. And then they believe that it's like osmosis, just because they know me or they're around me, that health is just going to jump into their bodies. And I say, no, you got to do the work. You got to
Mm-hmm.
do the work. And I think that's what's happening, Doc. I really do. I think that is just really, because I would love to blame it on the fact that it's lack of motivation, but it's really our responsibility to educate them.
Right. Well, guess what? We're gonna have some fun now. We done talked about all them clocked up people and the people that's locked up and blocked up. We're gonna have a little fun now because it's called the yay or nay. It's this game we started doing, Sonia, called the yay or nay, and it's based on, is it a yay or is it a nay? So I'm going to ask the question that everybody can in the poll can either say yay or the nay. So the challenge is the social challenge spot is based on, it's talking about raw eggs shake challenge. The raw egg shake challenge, yay or nay? Raw
Oh,
egg shake challenge.
okay, so when you say shake challenge, I'm like, oh, I believe in eggs, of course. Would I eat raw eggs because of salmonella that's out there? I mean, today I'm a little weary about it. So I'm going to have to say nay, because I don't think that I'm going to tell my clients to go eat some raw eggs. Everything's got to be cooked as far as I'm concerned.
All right. So you said nay. Sonya, what you say?
Nay. I see the bodybuilders do it, right? Oh, they're big buff guys with their egg and no salmonella for them. But I'm just like, ew,
Let me tell
it's
you something.
slimy.
Everybody don't know what they're doing half the time. I promise you that. They just doing it just because at that moment they
I
saw
won't even
somebody
give it
else
to my
do it.
dogs.
Yeah. And
And they
again,
say
it's
it's
a
good for
what?
them.
Wakanda forever nay. That's what we're going with that. All right, so here we go. All right, here we go. How about the ice bath limbo stunt? Yay or nay? The ice bath. Yay
Ice,
or nay?
That's a
ice
good one.
bath. For what reason?
Ooh.
Because they try and do what everybody else do.
Okay, you know what? If somebody wants to decrease their heart rate for a specific reason, I'm not going to just tell everybody to go out there and do an ice bath, because as a naturopath, not a lot of people can't do it. And it could be dangerous to just jump into an ice bath after you just came out of hot weather.
Hmm. Nay or yay? You said nay again, Dr. Ronnie? Sonia, how about you? What did you say?
I
Cause you
say yes because I've personally done it. It was such a challenge to stay in the frozen water. It was below 30, but the sensation that I got after being in there for more than 4 minutes, I think I stayed there a total of 5, was amazing. How invigorated and recovered I felt after it. So I say yes because of how I felt personally, but can everybody do it? Probably
No.
not.
So you've experienced doing the ice challenge.
Mhm.
Okay. And Dr. Ronnie said nay, you say yay. So now we have the 2 things versus the 1 thing. Both of you have your opinions, which is a great idea, a
Well, guess
great thing.
what? You got to think about. I'm in the chronic illness field, and she's in the health field. So if you get a healthy athlete, oops, absolutely. But I'm not going to tell my heart patient to go jump in some ice.
No.
That part right there. That part right there. And guess what? We're gonna leave it right there because I'm not gonna tell mine to drink it. So you sure ain't gonna tell yours to dump in it. But again, at the end of the day, people feel like they got to have that cold because they see other people
Yeah,
doing it. Oh,
yeah.
they do it, I can do it, and not realizing what they're doing to themselves because they were never introduced to themselves from the inside out. So guess what, ladies? Guess what we gotta go to? Sonia, we want you to bring that red hot news that you have for us.
Let me give you the real news. RFK's food policy challenges. Companies are starting to remove those artificial ingredients and harmful additives. Now, there's big brands under pressure, right? So many food giants are quietly reformulating these recipes to ditch these artificial dyes, preservatives, and ultra processed fillers, largely because why? Because you, the consumer, are waking up and you're saying, no more. We want cleaner labels. We want cleaner food for ourselves and for our children. Now, here's some real life proof. For example, Kraft removed artificial dyes from mac and cheese. Can you imagine how many mac and cheese you might have made your children? Or I know I have because it was the easiest convenient food to make for my kids. So General Mills just dropped the artificial colors from their cereals. Proof that consumers' voices do work. So keep speaking up, keep coming to these presentations, learn more. Now, why does this matter? It's because these chemicals have been linked already to hyperactivity in kids, gut issues, even cancer risk. So this shifts isn't just a trendy, it's protective. We're trying to protect our kids. We don't want them to be ill. We don't want the future generation to deal with some of these chronic illnesses that we've been dealing with. Now, we want to make sure you guys know about a greenwashing alert. Some companies make tiny changes, okay? So that's what I'm calling greenwashing alert, while keeping still other hidden junk in the product. So remind people to read the labels. Don't fall for buzzwords alone, okay? And keep the pressure on, guys, everyone. Make sure that this trend only sticks if we keep voting, okay, with our dollars and sharing real stories about how additives have harmed health. And audience, I'm asking you, what junk ingredients do you wish companies would ban next? Let us know. We want to talk about it on the show as well. Another one, headline 2, hepatitis vaccine studies. Now, there's new evidence and allegations of the CDC data manipulation related to autism concerns. Now, I have 4 grandchildren. Of the 4, I have 2 that are delayed, and not delayed like slow, delayed in speech, but there's some kind of thing that's being recognized as not being functioning at the age level that they should be at. So I know personally myself, this is a huge issue. But what's brewing? Some independent researchers claim there's suppressed data showing possible connections between certain vaccines like hepatitis B and increased autism rates, causing serious trust issues. So there's going to be more data transparency crisis, right? That means that we're going to make sure that this data is out there for you to know. It's not just about vaccines. It's about whether the public can trust the CDC studies at all. Remember that. This stirs up old wounds from past whistleblower cases like science versus censorship. Remember, good science stands up to scrutiny. If the data is strong, there should be no reason to hide or manipulate it. Some parents feel stuck. Many parents feel like they must choose between following the schedule and risking uncertainty. That shouldn't be the case if we have honest, open data. There's a broader trust impact too. When people lose trust in health agencies, just so you know, it spills over into other areas, like how willing folks are to follow any further public health guidance. And we've seen it with COVID. You might have got the first vaccine, maybe the second, but by the third one, you were done. So we want to make sure that if it's solid, honest information, that we can trust it. So our job isn't to tell you what to think, okay, here. It's to keep you asking questions so you can make informed choices for your family. Now, what do you think? Should we demand more food freedom and data transparency? Let us know. Drop comments on this recording. Let us know what you think and what you want to hear about. As you guys always know, thank you, Dr. Roni, for sharing all your wisdom. I know that your wisdom is going to be shared for many, many, many years to come. And that's the reason you did this, because you want to share the high fives so people start making changes. Dr. Romunda, like always, I always love being your co-host. We had a little scare today, but that's okay with my daughter. She's okay, folks. She's going to make it until she gets to me then, of course.
All right, Sonia, you know what? We really appreciate that red hot sizzling news that you brought to us this evening, because it make a whole lot of sense to understand what you were saying today, all about everything that is taking place. And guess what? We're going to bring who in to give us what? Our final comments after you clear out the package of the unclogged arteries.
I just want everybody to know that cholesterol is not the enemy. It's not the villain. We need cholesterol. We need our HDL, which is our good cholesterol. We need LDL also, which they call the bad cholesterol, but we need both of them to be in harmony. It is our responsibility to take care of our liver so that our liver can help us with our cholesterol. How do we do that? It's nutrition. It's always going to be about nutrition. Getting rid of the toxicity, making sure that you don't have metal toxicity. Stop eating out of those aluminum pans. Start increasing your water intake. Take care of your colon. Good essential fatty acids. Get rid of the sugar, or do berberine. Berberine is a great herb for your sugar, your insulin sensitivity. And at the end of the day, I always tell people this: we need protein. Amino acids, essential amino acids is the key. So if you want to have good cholesterol, let's do a smoothie real quick, okay? Get yourself some really good protein powder with low carbs. Put essential fats in it, or MCT oil, which people are afraid of, but it's great for your liver. And then you want to add some fiber, chia seeds or flaxseed oils. And then you want to put in a good fat besides the fact that you're putting in the MCT oil, and some good almond oil or almond milk or anything like that, or coconut milk. Have a great smoothie. Don't forget the fiber, extra fiber. And then at night, always take a cardio, or during the day, because the cardio is what's going to help us move our vascular flow, open up, allowing nitric oxide to be our friend. And there you go. And don't forget one thing: the liver is the master detox organ, followed by the colon and the kidneys in your vascular system. You take care of your organs, you don't have to worry about heart attacks and strokes. So cholesterol is not the enemy.
Awesome.
Amazing.
Sonia, close us out, sweetie. Close us out.
Yep. Well, that you heard it now. Cholesterol is not the enemy. You need to take heart and realize that the nutrition that you feed yourself is what's lacking. Whether it's maybe you need a little bit more information. Dr. Roni mentioned some products. Make sure you go to Dr. Roni DeLuz, drroni.com, to check out her information. But remember, here is where the truth is on fire and lies expire. Till next time.